You can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, I'll like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. The silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Move mountains, bring it to its feet. Move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again.
morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. This is your girl, Cazzy B, and I am coming to you live for the very first show of 2025 of the Lunch Date with Cazzy. This is, of course, season two, episode 7. We are continuing with our amazing interviews with some of the world's diaspora. It's the only way I can describe it. We've got a lot of interviews lined up for this for the rest of this season. And of course, today, like all other days, I have an amazing guest who is going to be joining us very, very shortly. I am playing the wonderful Rise Up in the background by Andra Day, one of my absolute favorite songs of all time, I should say. I just love her voice. I love the song. I love the words. I love everything about it. And this morning, we learned of the passing of a sister friend, a family friend. Her dad passed away. What is so significant is the fact that she is having services for her mom on Monday, and then we've got the devastating news that her dad also passed. So losing both parents in such a short space of time is devastating to say the least. So I'm just playing this song because it just kind of resonated with me, and I am definitely thinking of her and her family, and just she is certainly in our thoughts. Certainly in our thoughts. Whenever anything major happens in Guyana, because of course I am from Guyana, Guyanese parentage, born and bred in the UK, but Guyanese parentage. It definitely has a heart, a spot in my own heart, and my heart definitely goes out to her and her family, and her village, her entire village. So let's lift her up in prayer. So, like I said, it is season two, episode 7 of the Lunch Day. Happy New Year! Happy New Year! It's 2025, y'all. Could you imagine? 2024 had its moments, and I think 2025 just said, you know what? Hold my bear. I am coming for you. And boy, has it started already. But anyway, if you're celebrating your birthday, I just want to say happy birthday to you all. Today is January the 7th, so Capricorn season is in full swing. I am a Capricorn. I celebrated my birthday on New Year's Eve. And yes, I know New Year's Eve being the biggest party of the year. Everyone seemed to have had a good time. People have started the new year with very positive thoughts. We're naming it Thrive in 2025. So if you have celebrated your birthday during the Capricorn season, and it's your birthday today or this week, I want to say a big, big happy birthday to you. Coming up on Friday, I am going to show some of my ads and some of the videos, but coming up on Friday is a night called Capricorn Madness. It's a sneaker ball. And, my brother from another mother, DJ Tony B, this is Tony B Productions. I am going to be one of the hostess or hosts, if you like, at the event on Friday. So more about that a little later in the show, but that is coming up this Friday for Capricorn season. So, as I said, welcome to everyone who is tuned in from around the world. If you're watching live or if you're watching on the replay, I just want to say thank you for tuning in. I always have my folks from the UK, from Guyana, across the world, wherever you are. It is just after 11 here on the East Coast in the United States. I would call this the lunch date because usually I'm having lunch. This is my lunchtime. Today I've already eaten for the day, but I do have some juice. Could you see that? This is fresh orange juice with some sea moss gel. One thing for sure you will know about me, I would always have some sea moss gel every day. I usually make a nice big batch and I put it in the freezer. I have some in the fridge that I use, and then the rest is in the freezer so it lasts a little longer. But if I don't have anything on a day, the rest and behold, it will be some sea moss gel for sure. So, like I said, every Tuesday around this time, 11 o'clock, I have amazing guests. I've got so many guests already lined up. I think I'm booked out until probably mid-February by now. So come back every Tuesday at 11 for the guests on my show. I will announce who's coming up, in the following weeks as the time goes on, and as I book everyone to be interviewed on my show. So some announcements, some of the things that we're going to highlight this year on the show are, of course, announcements. Real estate. Real estate is definitely back in full swing. I know a lot of people had some concerns about real estate, but let me tell you, there are some great deals out there. Mortgage prices are coming down. I am a realtor here in Georgia, so I will give you some tips on real estate from time to time. So definitely join us week after week. Taxes, we are in tax season as well. I am not a tax expert, but I do have a great tax expert, and I'm going to have her on the show. And she's going to be talking to us about taxes and what's important. And I'm going to have different perspectives as well. Also, stocks and shares. As we get a year older, and I'm saying that because I was a year older, you got to really kind of start to look at a lot of your investments on the whole. So we're going to be talking a lot to various people about stocks, what's good, what's the best thing out there to invest in, what you should or shouldn't invest in. I would always say property because that's one of my expertise, but you can invest in a lot of different things, including businesses. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. So many different podcasts are popping up, for this year. So that is great. I'm so happy that a lot of people are choosing to speak and to give a little piece of what they know is very important. I'm glad that we in the podcast community are inspiring others to create podcasts. So watch this space. I know a thing or two about a couple more that's coming down the pipeline, but I wouldn't say anything just yet. But keep an eye out. Keep an eye out. So, with all that said, I do want to thank my sponsors, of course, as always, to Bacchanal TV. Thank you for sponsoring my show. Thank you. We are live on Bacchanal TV also. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you type in Bacchanal, spelled BAKANAL.TV. Also to Clark TV Network. Clark TV Network. They are both internet TV stations based out of the United States. There's a whole range of shows and carnivals and podcasts on both of these channels. I urge you to log on to them both and support the TV shows. If you want to watch any of my shows, you will also find them on Bacchanal TV and Clark TV Network. Also, too, Big Bad Mad Colors Carnival Band. They are coming up. Their band launch is coming up this Saturday, right here in the ATL. I'll talk a little bit more about Atlanta Carnival and the fashion with my guest. I can't wait to speak to her. She is definitely a fashion entrepreneur, but on top of that, she has so many other businesses. I can't wait to talk to her. But just to let you know, here in Atlanta, we are gearing up for Atlanta Carnival. We are deep in the season and deep into band launch season. So Mad Colors, one of the largest carnival bands, and they're having their band launch this Saturday. And I will be in the house, so definitely come through and enjoy and watch the beautiful costumes. And of course, as always, to my business, Brown Line Enterprises, I sponsor my own stuff, as you should. So if you're in a business, if you're looking for a home, an investment, if you are in the business of just trying to save, trying to learn about saving for your next big investment, a property, looking for a new home, please give me a call. I also assist with resumes, interviews, interview tips, LinkedIn optimization, you name it. Going through a number of things myself, I'm able to now, pass that knowledge that I've learned on to others. So give me a call. I'm happy to help. My number is 202-550-2923. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my guest. Her name is Michelle Cole. Michelle Cole Wagner. She's based out in New York, I believe, but I'm sure she spends half her time in Guyana. She is someone who I've admired for a while, coming from a similar industry. I've dabbled and dabbled in pageantry myself. And I know that Michelle has a lot of knowledge about that area. So I'm excited to talk to her. So we are going to bring Michelle to the stage. I know I can see her. She's online. Michelle, I can see you. If you're concerned, I can see that you're online and can't wait to talk to you. But right after these ads, we will bring my guest to the stage and have a amazing conversation with her.
That's what them drink from and them don't even know what they wake up to, you know what I mean? Real bad man drink rum from the calabash. Smoke high green and grabber than rum. We a drink and stagger dance. We a drink and stagger dance, stagger dance. If you don't drink rum, you don't know what you're missing. Without some bird, you don't know what you're missing. You don't know fun, you don't know what you're missing.
Out of kitchen now, wash off your clothes. 17 shoot off a shot off them nose. Suck on the mother boy, hear that? Hey, I'm a killer, I'm a killer. Glass off a toast. Killer, I'm a killer. Gun pop off the moss. Rich long time, we no chat on the boss. Bad long time, for we pat on the coast. We no mix or mingle. Remember we full of chips like Pringle. Rich. Run the matic one single. All in a face like dimple. A chrome in a waist, tell me wrinkle. Young skull with the 17.
Yes, yes, yes. Let me tell you, that's going to be a good event coming up this Friday. Real DJ Tony B. All right, all right, all right. So thank you, thank you. So yeah, this Friday is going to be a great Capricorn Madness coming up on Friday at Grand Anse. And let me tell you, the DJ lineup is good, good, good. Proper English. We got DJ M, Bad Asha. There's a lot of DJ Tony B. So if you are in the ATL area, make sure you get your tickets for this Friday, Capricorn Madness, the sneaker ball coming up. And also Mad Colors Carnival Band having their band launch this Saturday. So make sure you're in the house. That is over at Bliss Lounge right there on Memorial Drive in Stone Mountain. So we look forward to both of those events coming up. And like I said, I am going to bring my guests to the stage. Michelle, where are you? Michelle, can you hear me?
Hello there. Good morning.
Oh, there you are. I can hear you loud and clear. And a beautiful picture, I must say. Michelle Cole Wagner from Colfax. So, Michelle,
Thank
you
you.
are based up in New York, is that right?
Yes, I am at the moment.
At the
I would
moment,
say New York, Guyana.
New York and Guyana. I know, I know. So, how is the weather in New
Well,
York? Is it
Guyana, for me, yeah, for me, Guyana will always be home.
always?
New
Yeah.
York is my second home.
Yes, that's right. So, how is the weather in New York right now?
Oh my, cold. It's frigid.
I know. You know
What would
what?
I do for some Guyana sun right now?
Right now, exactly. You know what? Whenever it's freezing in Atlanta, we know that it's even
Mhm.
worse where you guys are, up on the East Coast.
Exactly, yes. It's frigid. We had snow yesterday, and I think we're getting 10 inches this weekend. So
Wow. Oh my
it's gonna be
word.
cold up here.
Oh, that's not cool. That's not cool at all. Well, I tell you
Oh, that's
what,
freezing.
we are going to make sure that, you guys keep the cold right where you are and don't send it down here, please. Do not blow so it can come and land in Atlanta. It's bad enough being 32 degrees. So even though last week it was like in the 70s, it's crazy. But anyway,
Yeah, it's been fluctuating. But this week, I mean, we're in the freezer this week. It's been frigid temperature here.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So I wanted to ask you, Michelle. Well, first of all, thank you for taking the time to join me on my podcast. I've been doing this now
No,
for this is season two. I started last year, actually. Just decided to do a podcast during the lunchtime hour, just so I can have people in the UK and all over the world join me. Versus my other show that I do, which is in the evening. So it's always, early hours in the morning over there. So I kind of wanted to do something in the day. So thank you for taking the time to join me. I don't know if you
you
heard
are
in my
welcome.
intro, I was saying that, I've known of Michelle Cole, but before you were Wagner, I've known of Michelle Cole. I know I knew that Michelle was in the fashion industry. Your fashion is beautiful. I've seen some of your designs. A lot of it thanks to Facebook more so than in person. And like you, I know you did a lot of your work in pageantry in Guyana. So I wanted you to just tell us a little bit about where you started, what you currently do now, but where you started, the fashion side of you, because I know you have other businesses as well. We'll get to those, but just from the fashion side, where did you start, and what inspired you to start?
Well, I think I've always said that fashion for me is a gift I was born with. Um, what 5-year-old would know that they want to be a fashion designer if it's not a gift that they were born with? So it's something I've always known that I wanted to do. I was always creative, making stuff with my hands,
Mm-hmm.
always cutting up. My father built furniture, so there was always
Oh,
fabric in the house, and
yeah,
I would always get into trouble for cutting up and messing with his stuff. So it's always been something that I was just good at.
good with your
And
hands.
yes, I was always good. And as I got older, when I was 10 years old, my mother recognized this as a gift in me too, and that's when I got my first sewing machine. So
Oh,
instead of messing with my father's fabric and making things with needle and thread, I started experimenting now with a sewing machine. And
yeah,
like I said, my father was in the made furniture, so he had a lot of he was always sewing stuff to fabricate, recover furniture, stuff like that.
yeah.
And in addition to making clothes for myself, I would I started actually sewing the upholstery stuff for my dad, and he paid me. So that was like my first job.
You're like, wow, I could get paid for doing
Yeah,
this.
exactly. Because I was at this time I was maybe 13 and
Mm-hmm.
helping him sew, construct and sew stuff together. And he was paying me. I can remember the first Christmas that I helped him. I did so much work for him, and the amount of money that he paid me, I actually bought him for myself a gold chain and a matching bracelet. That's how much
Ooh,
money. Yeah,
Guyanese love.
Guyanese gold. I was
Wow.
so excited. I was like, oh, I could actually make a lot of money doing this thing that I like doing, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and as I got older, I started bringing my daughter to school, and then she would go to work, and then her friends would be like, "Who made that?" And she's like, "Oh, my daughter." And then her friends became my clients,
Oh,
my
wow.
friends from school. So, and it expanded and expanded
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's
until I had
amazing.
so much work that I needed to hire people to help me.
Wow. That is a blessing. That is a blessing. You
Yes,
certainly have the
indeed.
passion from, very early
Yes,
on. And then you
definitely.
also did a lot of work on the Guyana fashion circuit with pageant,
Yes. Well,
pageantry
it's from
so big,
yes, from
it's just as big.
yeah, my entrance into pageantry came by the same thing in that one day a client of mine was in a pageant and she said, can you help me do my dress? Actually, she was my brother's friend,
Hmm.
and that was the gong that kind of made Guyana know that Michelle Cole was this fashion designer that can do pageant gowns.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I was
wonderful.
I was doing wedding gowns even before I was doing pageant gowns.
Right,
And
right,
that was the thing that hit the newspaper. It was in every newspaper, on every news. And that was Marvina Sobers.
yeah, I remember seeing something, in the
Yeah.
news before I left Guyana, because of course I left Guyana when I was very, very young, but I was always going back and forth. So I do
Okay.
remember seeing something, and I knew that you did lots of beautiful gowns and did the pageantry, and of course we have a mutual friend who talks about your work as well. Um,
Okay.
so So, in going from the whole pageantry, so how, you talked about Miss Guyana, did you do Miss Universe? How big did that pageantry role?
I think I've probably designed for just about every pageant in Guyana, outside of the new ones now that I'm not not getting familiarized with.
Hmm.
But back then, just about every pageant, Miss Guyana World. I was actually one of the official designers for the Miss Guyana Universe pageant for years.
Yeah,
Um, Worked with many pageant queen. I was a part of the Miss Guyana World team for a number of years, so as the official designer. So I have worked with just about every pageant in
yeah.
Guyana. Yeah,
So
I
how
did a
so
lot of. Mm.
go ahead, go ahead.
And I was saying, and outside of pageantry, um, because it was like more or less Michelle Cole, the designer, designing. I think it was in 2000 was the first time that that I did a resort collection,
Oh,
and that's where the name Colfax was birthed from. So Colfax, the name that everyone know, that was birthed in 2000 with
nice.
my resort collection.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. And I know that at some point you transitioned over to the States, into New York, and got involved
Yes,
in a lot of, I guess some of your clients followed you too. You picked up some
yes.
of the
So,
clients in New York. Yeah.
well, my transition to the States was I guess incidental. Not I was never a Guyanese that wanted to leave Guyana specifically, but circumstances at the time is why I moved to the States. You
Hmm.
know, with just landing in the States with three young children. Well, actually I was pregnant with two young children. So it was that was a tough move. I think I kind of came off the fashion scene for a little bit, adjusting to motherhood and I stopped I because I would call back to my resort and I did a lot of trade fairs. I traveled a lot. So with
Hmm.
children now, I kind of transitioned more to a mother. Have the reason I'm not online right now. Like I told you this morning, me and my soccer mom phase, getting glammed up early in the morning is like, ah,
Oh, trust me, I know, I know. My daughter, I have two children myself. My daughter
mhm.
is 24, so she is like fully independent, living on her own, the whole shebang. My son just turned 16, so he plays
Ah,
basketball. He plays basketball for his school, and he's in the middle of high school, so it's a very, important
well, I
time.
can't wait for them to be independent. I have a 17, a 15, and a 13-year-old.
Wow, wow. Yet your girls are beautiful, by the way. I've seen pictures of
Thank
them
you,
and
thank
very
you.
much that model, they're very much, model.
Yeah, both of them modeled
Did
before,
you?
and
Oh, excellent.
the oldest one actually, she wants to be a fashion designer too. So she's
Nice.
actually going to be going to college for it.
Yeah, good,
So the
good.
opportunities that I couldn't, I mean, living in Guyana, there was no college that you could go study fashion designing. I think now there are avenues that you can actually study fashion
Yeah,
design in Guyana, but in my time there wasn't. So she's going to utilize some of those opportunities that's available here now that she get all the formal
yeah,
training.
that's amazing.
And yeah, she's a lot better than I was at her age.
But can you imagine? There's so many opportunities now, like you said, with all the beautiful award shows and fashion is just as important when you're going to a lot of these big shows that are all televised. The fashion is a big deal. So it's
Yes,
definitely
exactly.
it's not taboo anymore to get into that industry. Same with makeup and different things that people used to think was taboo. It's not anymore. It's actually
Not anymore.
encouraged
No.
career to have. So good luck to her.
Well, yes, the fashion industry. Fashion is a multi-billion-dollar industry,
Hmm.
and it's also an essential industry in that
Yes.
we live in a society that dictates that we have to wear clothes when we leave the house. Now, how
Yeah,
you decide to
exactly.
show up is your choice in which designer clothes you wear. You know, whether you want to be edgy, you want to be simple, you want to be like my daughters would say. My second daughter right now, that means she's in her emo phase. I don't know what that means, but something to do with wearing black a lot.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm a
But
soft stage. I work from
yes,
home. I do this from home. So trust me, if I don't have a pair of socks on, I am not fully dressed.
yeah,
Whatever
exactly,
clothes
right.
in my
And
house, I am
I'm in my launch phase because I was telling my daughters once that there was a time that if I was going to the supermarket, I was wearing heels.
Oh, okay.
Like I was in heels all the time. And then I had children. And then I realized I can't run behind them in heels.
Yeah. There's many a times when my kids were young that I would be all fully dressed and ready to, jump in the car, and I look down and I'm wearing my bedroom slippers. And I'm like, oh my God. But
Yeah,
you get like that. That is
yeah,
the girlfriend
yeah. So
phase.
I'm comfortable in loungewear now
Mm-hmm. Yep, yep, absolutely. So,
when I have
Michelle,
to
I
dress
wanted
up.
to
I do.
ask.
Hmm.
So, when you got to the States, and I know that you
Hmm.
you still do a lot in fashion. So, Colfax is born. Colfax. So, what does Colfax get involved with right now and nowadays?
Well, Colfax is still. I mean, you could always get custom bridal, custom pageant, custom special occasion outfits. Colfax is still doing that,
Okay.
and Colfax is about to relaunch their resort collection
Ooh,
in
nice.
Guyana for 2005. So that's one of the what's happening for Colfax now. Since
Yeah.
now I've revived my base more or less in
Uh huh.
Guyana. So now it'll be a lot easier to do that. Being
Yeah.
out of Guyana, I left Guyana in 2011, February 23rd. Yes, it's been 13 years now.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of miss it. I think I've been out of England now for, probably about 17 or 18 years. And I don't even feel like it's been that long.
No, no.
And, I traveled to Guyana and England, probably more Guyana actually, because my mom is there, my brother is there. So I travel there more often. So
Oh,
let's
nice.
talk about Guyana. Okay, so I remember, and this is probably coming out of the pandemic,
Hmm.
because we're friends on Facebook. I would see, collabs in this beautiful building. And I think I drove past it a couple of times when I was there in July last year. So collabs, tell me a little bit about collabs in Guyana.
So collabs. So let's go back. Let me rewind back to the founding of collabs.
Okay, yeah.
Are you familiar with the program Facts that I used to do in Guyana?
No, I'm
Fashion, art, and creativity for talented students. Well, so it was a program more or less of a give back nature,
okay.
in that it was focused on helping to find and nurture young designers or young creatives between the ages of 13 and 18.
Right.
Now, I have made a lot of great relationships with some, they were then teenagers who are now fashion icons in Guyana or
Mm,
business icons in Guyana. Like Randy Madre is one of those, right?
right.
And David Clark is another one of those who was a part of the program. He didn't win. Randy was one of the winners. David didn't win. However, he I think he came in third overall, but
Hmm.
he was one of those students that stayed with Colfax in
Okay.
that he started being a part of the production of Fax. And then he became the host of Fax. Then he actually worked Colfax with me. And then he migrated to Canada. So a couple of years ago, I think maybe 5 years ago, where Collabs is right now, that used to be my office, Fax and Roses and Colfax
Oh, okay.
showroom, right? So, and then when I left Guyana, I had already started construction of the new building.
Right.
But then, circumstances, divorce, a number of things happened. Um, and stopped it. So
Mm-hmm.
about maybe 5 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, David Clark, who was still in Canada at the time, he just graduated from university, and he says, "Oh, I have an idea what you could do with the building that doesn't require you to be in Guyana. You could be there or you could not be there, but I have this idea to run by you." So I said,
Mm-hmm.
"Sure, send it to me." And he sent me this idea of a co-working space,
Mm-hmm.
which is
I
a
love it.
space, yes, a space where young creatives, more or less like the same fac students that I had,
Mm-hmm.
can come. They can work in the sewing room, creative lab that we have, or they can take photographs in the studios. They can rent a desk to work in if they need to do office work, or they
Mm-hmm.
can rent a private office if they need to. So in that when I read that proposal in that conversation, it really clicked as it seemed like the next step from facts, because fashion art and creativity with talented students was more or less a body of creatives. And this
Yeah.
was a place that those very creatives now can work at their own pace out of. If they can't afford an office space on a permanent basis, they
Yeah.
can pay for the time they use, and that's it.
I love it. I love
But
the idea of having that, as you said, a co-working space,
yes,
the creative lab. That's
create.
a genius idea. Oh my God, this guy must be a
So,
genius.
so when he came, I said, you know what? I am in.
Yeah.
Definitely. I will seek the resources. I already had the land, and then I went from it. That's where collabs came from.
Well,
The
congratulations on
collaboration between myself and David Clark,
yeah, yeah. Well,
which was one of my
congratulations on
students.
that.
I met David when he was 16. He's now 33.
Wow. And 33, still young to be able to put all of this energy into something like this and make it happen. And I love the fact that you did it. It's in Guyana. It's there for folks to take advantage of and just be creative. The creative minds.
Yeah,
If you're not leaving a legacy, with fashion, fashion can go out. There's certain things that can go out of fashion. When you make timeless pieces, like I've seen some of your work, it's great to
thank you.
see and to have some of these young folks coming behind you to carry it on. So I love
Yeah, and it, like again, right now have some really, really good talent. And
great talent.
yeah, I know in my time it was limited to very few of us.
Yeah,
Now there's a large body of very creative people that
absolutely.
that will definitely do well. I mean, they've been putting Guyana on the map. They've been competing in international pageants and
Mhm.
winning and winning. So
Yes,
Guyana
yes,
is now known of a place that have designers that can create winning gowns. It's not just one or two, but there's quite a few of them. And
it,
that in itself makes me proud to say that I'm from Guyana, that I was a part of the developmental stage of the fashion designing culture
mhm.
in Guyana, and it's wonderful that I can still contribute to it. So
Yeah, yeah, of
it's a very
course.
good
You
feeling.
will be
Yeah.
for years to come. Like
Yes.
yourself, similarly, Dr. Sonia Noel, who, I've modeled for her actually, because I dibble and dabble in modeling myself. And I'm
Okay.
pleased to say at my ripe old age, I'm still doing it. I'm still doing it from time to time. I'm actually going to do a Black
Nice.
History modeling for a store in Douglasville with her African designers. I can't wait to do that. Strut my stuff on the runway.
I
Also,
mean, age
Dr.
age
Sonia
is nothing but a
Noel.
number, right?
Exactly, exactly. Age is nothing but a number.
It's nothing but a
Last year,
number. Mhm.
Last year, I had the opportunity to model for Dr. Sonia Noel with some of her designs here in Atlanta. And, we talked about fashion. And, again, when you create timeless pieces, you can wear them, five, six,
Whenever,
10 years from now,
10 years,
whenever.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
So
I can remember, let me give you an example of that just very thing that you said. When timeless
mhm,
pieces, years later, is still relevant.
yeah.
One day I was in Guyana, I was at Gafford's, the hardware store.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm standing in line to pay the cashier some things I was picking up there. And this lady, I see her looking at me, and I was in my dress down, soccer mom lingerie with a cap pulled down in my face, no makeup on,
Uh-huh.
And so I'm standing in the line, don't want to be noticed, not trying to be noticed. And I'm seeing this person that she's staring at me. So then eventually she said, are you that designer? So I said, which one, depending? She said, are you Michelle Cole? I said, yes, I am. And she's, oh my God, I thought it was you. She said, you made a dress for me 15 years ago.
Oh,
And
wow.
then she pulls out her phone. The very Saturday before that, she had worn the dress that I did for her 15 years ago, Saki party.
Wow. Look at that, huh?
Yeah,
That's amazing.
and still looked beautiful. That was very like heartwarming, tear-jerking. You
Yeah.
know, that's where job satisfaction comes from.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. Oh,
those
that
kind of
is
things
so
are
nice.
definitely
That is
just
so
yeah.
special. What a special moment.
Yes, that was absolutely beautiful.
So collab.
15 years ago.
So
Mm.
how often do you get a chance to go back to Guyana, spend some time in collabs? When do you get to spend some real time there? Well, how often do you go back?
Well, I don't have to be there often. Like for
Mhm.
instance, right now David is in Guyana, so I don't have to be there right now. Um, he's between Canada and Guyana. As well as we have a management team. Anita King, who is a create operations director,
Mhm.
who kind of oversees the day-to-day of bookings. We have private offices, so there are solid staff, people that use those offices.
Mhm.
And Anita, along with our booking agent, they kind of deal with the day-to-day if somebody wants to rent a studio to manage that aspect of it. So I don't
Right.
have to be there as often. And like I said, I have a 17, a 15, and a 13-year-old, two in
Mhm.
high school, one about to be in high school. So
Mhm.
um,
Got your
as a
hands full.
mom, yeah, as a mom, I think it's a time where I need to focus my attention in making sure that they achieve all the support that they need,
Yes, yes. No,
to
those teenagers
succeed.
are crucial because you don't ever get them back again.
I
And
know when they
and
when
the
they
kids realize that these are the absolute best years of their life. They don't know that because
yes,
they just see it as oh my god, my life is so hard. But your life, this is the easiest your life will ever
this is the
be.
easiest time. And for me, as like I said, if if as a parent you
Hmm.
do the things that you need to do for them when they need you to do it now, then their legs will be strong enough and they'll be able to go out and do their own and they'll go have their own lives.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah,
that's the and that's when you did the right thing. When, like you
exactly.
said, your 24-year-old is living independently outside of you,
Hmm.
then you did a
Yeah.
good job. Then you know
Listen,
you did a good job.
I was very happy when she told me she was, getting on this program and she's going to get herself her own place. I was like, okay. And, it's not too
Yeah,
far from here, so I can still, help out and
yeah,
so
but
forth.
say see her,
It's
yeah. But the
the
fact
fact
that
that,
independence helps them. It
yes, I was
helps
going to
them.
say, the
Yeah.
fact that she had the urge to want to do that
Yes.
is part of her upbringing because there
Yep.
were, different moments. There were different moments, but,
Exactly. That's
this
why I
is what.
said that you did the right thing when she can successfully go on her
Yeah,
own.
yeah. And now
You
her
did
brother
this.
is coming along, and her brother is encouraged. He loved her play, so he's now encouraged. So, boys are very different than girls. I don't know if you have any boys, but
Yes, I have a boy. The 13-year-old is a boy.
oh, okay, yes, boys are very different than girls, which I'm sure you'll see as we
Yeah.
transition through this stage. But they need a little bit more guidance, but they'll get there in the end. But as long as
Yeah.
they have role models, and with you and your husband and your older kids being role models for the
Yes.
younger one coming up,
Yeah. And that's
everything will
that's where
work
it
out.
is. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Those
so
are the plus.
excited for, whatever your next steps are. I know I don't know it yet, but I'm going to put it out there in the universe. You and I are definitely going to work together, whether it's you making a dress for me, whether it's, something. But we are definitely going to
Well,
work together because I'm
we can
excited.
definitely discuss this further offline, I'm sure. And I've
Yeah,
been to
oh, no, we
Atlanta, I think,
will.
twice. And Atlanta is an industry that I definitely would like to explore fashion-wise.
Yes,
Um,
yes. Let me tell you,
so
you dabble in Atlanta, you will be in the right place because it's not just
yeah,
about the fashion itself. It's more of we have, I'm involved in the Atlanta Caribbean community quite heavily.
mhm,
So you have from your carnival, from fashion shows, we have award shows. There's so many different things that your creativity will be
good work.
so
Yeah,
welcoming.
I do costumes too, right? So
Oh my gosh, Michelle, you are hitting the nail on the head. Let me. I love a costume. We dress up all the
y-
time here, so I know
yes,
you
yes.
definitely be of great use to people here in the ATL. People, if you're listening, Michelle Cole Wagner is the person you need to connect with. So, how do
Ah,
they
yeah.
connect with you? What is your social media?
Well, if Google at Colfax and you'll find me.
Okay,
At
okay,
Colfax, at Collabs Guyana Inc. and you'll find me.
we're gonna find you. We're
I'm
gonna look for
yeah, I'm on
collab.
all social platforms at Colfax or at Collabs.
Okay. Okay. At Colfax or Collabs. So
Yeah,
let's
Collabs GY.
I
Collabs
didn't
GY.
mention I didn't met Collabs GY. Okay, yeah, that's right. Collabs GY. We got it on the screen. So I
Yes.
didn't mention about let me see, I have another slide here where you just won an award. So let me see if I can bring that up. Oh, here we go. Look at
Yes.
that. I want that top, by the way. So now that you're
Thank
finished with
you.
it, that
Yes. Because
that
I
is
mean this
actually
picture is
one of my favorite
everywhere. I
moments.
can't wear it again. I should just send it to you, right?
Exactly. There's no way you can wear that again, but someone else can wear it for you. It's
Yes, of course.
beautiful.
And we were just talking about one of my students, right?
Uh-huh.
So this is Randy Madre. He was one of the winners for the FAX program in 2010. He was the winner.
Nice. Nice.
Yes. And now Randy is one of the most sought of designers, not only in Guyana, but the Caribbean and beyond.
Wow. Wow. Look at that. And I love what he's wearing too. He's wearing a
Yeah,
traditional,
one of his own designs too.
and something like this could be worn all of, I know it's an Indian suit, but you can wear this anywhere. It's
Yeah,
great.
but I mean, listen, fashion is inspired by many things, by
Hmm.
cultures, by environment, by experience. So you could take fashion inspiration from just about everything around you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And
this
that
is
top
just
you're wearing
Indian
is
culture.
beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, this
One,
this was
one of
just
my
me
favorite
being
colors, by the way.
I absolutely love lime green. It's one of my
Me
favorite
too.
colors too.
It looks
Outside
so
of that,
it looks so great against your skin tone. You know what I mean?
yes,
Like
thank
skin
you. Outside of
tone
that, my next favorite color is orange. See the color of the
of,
award.
I love orange. Yeah, green, orange, and of course purple.
Yeah, orange is my obsession. I mean, I'm obsessed with orange.
I love it. I love it. So yeah, so we definitely got to get together at some point. We got to work together. And anything fashion related, and anything that's happening here in the ATL that is involving not just Guyanese but the Caribbean on a whole. I'm definitely going to keep
Yeah.
you updated.
Yeah, just send me and depending where I am, what I'm doing, maybe I'll
Mhm.
just make a quick stop by and see.
So this was an award show. What award was
Yes.
it that you just received?
Trailblazer, the Trailblazer Award for my contribution to the fashion industry in Guyana,
Nice,
and
nice.
specifically the work that I did with FACS, Fashion Art and Creativity Battalion students, in which Randy was one of my winners, and they asked him to come back and give me. Randy's like my one of so I call like the kids from the FACS program. They're
Mhm.
even before I had children. Those were my children.
They were your children.
Like
Oh, that's so nice.
I still refer to them as my children. They still call me mom. So these are
Oh,
my fashion children.
that is a well, an award that is well deserving, I'm sure. A trailblazer.
Thank
That
you.
is certainly what you are. And others. I'm sure you've had many other awards.
Oh yeah, over the
What are
years,
some, yeah.
Caribbean Fashion Award, I got
Mhm.
uh the Young Gifted in Black Fashion Award. I can remember quite a few over the years that I would have gotten. But yeah.
Yeah. So what is next? What is next for you? What have you got planned for this year on the horizon
Well, for
that you
this
can?
year is part of my focus this year is getting my daughter the student to be situated. So my focus is a little on her right now. And then later in the year, it's the relaunch of the facts of Colfax Resort Collection.
Oh, nice, nice. So you're
So
gonna be busy.
that's more the immediate, yes. The last couple of years was spent getting collabs together, get it situated, get it to where am comfortable with how it is. So that is still a work in progress, but it's I would say 90% of what I need it to be.
Yeah, that kind of co-working space is very common now. A lot of people, we have a lot of them here in Atlanta, where you have people just there's so many people that are entrepreneurs, a lot of vendors, a lot of
Yeah,
small.
exactly.
It's good for them
That
to have.
work from home, and what this does, it gives you an office when you need it. And when you
Yes,
don't need it, you don't have to pay for it.
yeah, I love it. I love it. So is it like a
Yeah.
membership? Do they have a membership program that they
Yes, we
join?
have membership. Yeah. Cool. If you go to collabsgy.com, you'll see all our membership package. The day prices, we have weekly, we have monthly, we have private offices, we have hourly rental for boardrooms, meeting rooms, as well as studios.
I love it. I love it. Such a great idea. Definitely.
Thank
And of
you.
course, Guyana being the fastest growing economy, not just in
It
South
is.
America.
Oh my God. It's beautiful
I'm
again
going to
right
say
now,
not
man.
just in South America, it's certainly
Yes,
in
the
the
world.
world.
The
And
world. Yes.
I am so excited for Guyana. When my brother decided to move back a few years ago from the UK, just before my
Oh
dad
wow.
passed, yeah, my dad passed in 2020. And so our
Okay.
office is still there, Insurance Brokers, Guyana Limited, right there on Carmichael Street. We have a branch in Glen.
Oh.
We're able to expand. So my brother is there, his family is there with him, and my mom. So it's. I'm so glad that this is happening in my mom's time, so she's able to see the beautiful
Yeah,
growth.
Guyana is definitely growing, it's developing. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to
Yeah.
see, you know?
Yes.
And
Yes. No.
when you grow up in a different Guyana, like I was out of Guyana. I didn't when I left in 2011, I
Mhm.
didn't go back for quite a few years.
Oh,
And
really?
then when I went back, I think 5 years later,
Uh-huh.
it was like a totally different. You could physically see the
Yeah.
changes.
Yeah.
And every time I go back since, it's been,
There's something new.
yeah,
I
a
know.
lot of
I
positive
go
changes. Yeah.
sometimes here, and I'm excited that they're now building a hotel at the airports, and they're building a hotel, right by the malls, and so many they're
There's
building.
there is so
You know,
many new hotels going up in Guyana, like everywhere.
they're coming.
Yes.
So yeah, so it's
And
getting
a lot of the
nice.
popular chains that we know of that we're familiar with in the US or in the Caribbean or when you travel wherever, a lot of those popular chains are now building in Guyana.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right. So there's lots more to explore. I'm excited. I'm excited to see where the country is going. Not just the fashion industry, because the Caribbean on the whole have always had fashion. We know a lot about fashion and how to put things
Yes,
together.
yes.
But and with Carnival, I just saw in Florida they're doing a Carnival convention that is happening, I believe next week. and it's for designers and for people who want to get into the whole carnival industry, be part of it. That's also
That is
new.
that is
So
interesting. Yeah.
yeah, to have a convention, it's back to
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah.
so many things are happening. I'm so excited about this time in the Caribbean, in fashion, in carnival, because these are a part of the things that we appreciate because
Yes.
being of a particular age, we know what it takes to put all of these things together. So I'm really glad.
Yeah, the sleepless nights, the
Yeah.
extreme fatigue.
So yeah,
I
so
can
that brings
remember
me on
I
to
remember working in mash camp on costumes,
yeah.
like 6 months pregnant, smaller feet, and you at mash camp at 4 in the morning.
Well, let me tell you, the costumes today, oh my gosh, I'm going to send you a few pictures of the band launch that happened last week because every weekend there's a band launch leading up to
Yeah,
I think until the end of February. So we have one on Fridays and maybe one on Saturdays or Saturday and Sunday. But last week was a whole array of beautiful colors. I'll send you a few pictures when we get offline so you can
please
see
do.
what I'm
Sounds
talking
very
about.
exciting.
And
Yes.
these are local to Atlanta. A lot of people didn't even know Atlanta had a carnival, but it's getting bigger and bigger each year. I think next year, sorry, this year we've got probably close to 20 bands on the road, and
Nice.
it's going to be down in the main road. Like it used to be out in the suburbs before, but now the city of Atlanta had said that they wanted to have carnival back on the main road. So we're going to be going down Peachtree, right outside the Hard Rock Cafe, right in the heart
Wow,
of
absolutely
Atlanta.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's going to be nice. It's going to be nice. We're going to need your expertise, Michelle. You got to come and visit one day.
I will. I will. Maybe I'll come for carnival one time.
It's in May. Come on. It's this May.
Oh, it's May. All right. So
It's Memorial Weekend, May. It's on the
yeah, so maybe
yeah.
Memorial Weekend. Okay. All
It's
right.
good.
Let me calendar that. I'll get back to you. We can discuss this.
All right. Okay. And I'm gonna talk to you offline about that top because now that you've worn it, I will buy it from you because I'm ready to
Good.
for Atlanta Carnival Week.
All right. Good.
Yeah.
Definitely. We can work on that.
This was so much fun. I'm so glad I finally got to talk to you. I can't wait to meet you in person and just continue the conversations. So maybe later on, if I happen to be in Guyana whenever you're there, I will definitely let you know when I'm gonna be venturing
Or
out.
if you're in New York.
Or in New York, yeah, I come to New York all the time
Yes.
too. I will be in Guyana the
Yeah.
April. I know I'm coming for the first week of April, so I'll be there soon.
Is
And
that Easter? Is that Easter?
Easter is a little later this year. Easter is in around
Okay.
the 20th. So I think spring break is a little
Okay.
early, earlier than Easter because
Okay.
Easter's so late. But if you're
Okay,
not
then.
there, I'm definitely gonna go visit Colfax and I'm gonna have my tour and see the
Yes, please
beautiful building
do.
and
Please do.
bring it back to the people so they know that this is available right there
Absolutely.
in Guyana. All right. Well, it was so lovely talking to you. So lovely talking to you. Let me do my quick ads just one more time so that we can pick up the people having events this weekend. So let me go through some of these flyers that I have here. So if you recognize this person, that's me. So so
Oh,
folks,
that's you.
yeah, so this Friday, folks, Capricorn Madness Sneaker Ball is happening right there at the Grand Ant. So come on out if you haven't got your tickets. Hit up Tony B Productions. He is putting this major birthday event on. And so there you have it. So the
Mhm.
DJs, we got English, DJ Popsy, DJ Emp Love, Tony B, Antoine. We got DJs from New York coming through, as well as Bad Asher, DJ Mario. So that's going to be a fun event happening this coming Friday. And then, of course, Big Bad band launch, Mad Colors. Mad Colors is one of the largest carnival bands here in Atlanta.
Ah.
So they have their party and
Oh,
costume
wow.
happening this Saturday. Back to basics. We got the One Girl Army, Unique Sound, Unique Sound at Guyanese. There are Guyanese brothers, DJ Cuts, another set of Guyanese brothers, and also Super Roy on the ones and twos. So that is this Saturday, Saturday the 11th of January. So much is happening. Bacchanal TV, Michelle, I also want you to make contact with Bacchanal TV. They're out of Washington, D.C. They are 100%
Oh,
Carnival TV station, and they bring live
oh
carnival
wow.
from around the Caribbean. A lot of the carnivals are on there. My show is broadcast live on Bacchanal TV as well. So connect with them. I'll put you in contact. But any of your showcases, if you want it on TV, they will be able to stream live for you. That is good old Bacchanal TV. And then, of course, we've got Clark TV
All
Network.
right. I want to check that out.
Yes, another local TV network here in the ATL. And of course, Dalgetty Teas, one of my sponsors. Big up to Dalgetty Teas, Mark Dalgetty. Your
I
100%
know
herbal
him.
tea. Yeah,
Yeah, I know Mark. Um,
100% herbal tea.
yeah.
Can't go wrong with your herbal teas. They are available on Amazon. So check out the website and go on to dalgettytea.co for all of your purchases. And then, oh, I need to update this. It's not 24 anymore, but if you're interested in anything from your resume to LinkedIn optimization, contact me. I will be able to assist you. And last but not least, that's me again, Realtor, Georgia Realtor. I'm definitely, getting geared up for any of the investors or buyers or sellers. If you're ready to list your house, if you're ready to buy your first investment property, I just helped an investor actually just before the year ended. Just give me a call. I'd be happy to work with you. 202 and last but not least, this is the last slide. This Friday from 5 to 7, join me on the promo show, coming to you live from Caribbean Life TV studios right here in the ATL. I will be live on Friday at 5 p.m. for the promo show, with another episode of the promo show. So there you go. There you have it. Busy, 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 right, Michelle? Just like you.
Yeah, I can see you modeling a lot too.
Listen, we do a lot of different things here in Atlanta. It's just one of those places where you get involved in so many things. And the Caribbean community, I think half of New York is probably here now. But
Yeah, I know. There's so many people that I know that left New York that just sold everything, went and
yeah,
bought something in Atlanta and just moved.
right, right. It's still very, very affordable here. So a lot of people do, they move down here. A lot of them went to Florida too. But with this last election, I don't know. I think some of them trying to, we're trying to do something. We got to make sure we can
Right, yeah.
turn Georgia blue again in 2 years' time or something. But yeah,
Yeah,
but the South
something.
is where it's
Yeah.
at. The South is where it's at. Can't beat the weather.
Yeah. Oh, well. Ah, yeah. Just
I don't
reminded
do
me that it's pretty cold outside.
yeah, the snow puts me off. It puts me in a bad mood. So I need to
But
be where I can
you
at
know
least.
what? My kids love it. Outside and it's
Yeah,
cold, but they love it. They love
they do. Give them like
playing.
10 more years and you'll see if they love it then. They love it now.
Well, as usual, as we get older and the pain start, we hate all these things, right? What we have to do, adulting stuff. But right now they're kids,
Exactly.
so
I know.
they
I know.
get to enjoy it.
They are having their best absolute moment. They don't know it
Yes,
yet, but this is the best time of their lives right now. Okay, so that is my time. So I gotta go. I gotta go. But Michelle, thank you so much for joining me. We are
you're
definitely. I'm
all
gonna
right.
send you a few things when
It
we
was
get
a
off.
pleasure.
But thank you so much. I really enjoyed this conversation. So
Yeah,
I
thank
am
you for
going
having
to.
me.
Okay, bye. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. All right, folks. So there you have it. This is, like I said, episode 7 of the Lunch Date with Cazzy. And I will see you again next week, Tuesday. So don't forget to follow me on all social media platforms. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at Catch the Buzz. That is CatchTheBuzz. It's an extra Z. And also on Instagram at Sweet Caroline B, and that's BEE at the end. And also follow me on the promo show, and it's the underscore promo underscore show on Instagram. And I'm also on Facebook and TikTok as Cazzy B. So I'm going to love you and leave you. It was so nice joining you. Thank you for joining me today. And I will see you again next Tuesday. All right.